Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria,
giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Glad to have you join us this evening on CoreTV Primetime News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. In our major story, military says only 150 lives were lost in Baga massacre in Borno State. Also in this program, sorrow and tears as fire guts popular Balogo market in Lagos. The battle of weights continues as presidential candidate of the PDP, President Goodluck Jonathan, and his APC counterpart Muhammadu Buhari Hatta. And outside Nigeria, Indonesia's search team finally retrieves black box of crashed Air Asian plane. Nigeria's military authorities say available evidence shows that 150 persons, including a number of terrorists, were killed in the recent insurgent attack in Baga in Borno State. This, according to defense spokesman Chris Olukolade, is a far cry from the casualty figure of 2,000 reported by a section of the media. He also disclosed at a press briefing in Abuja that the military is currently carrying out air and land bombardment in Baga, all in an effort to reclaim the strategic town from Boko Haram.
As you might be aware, there was another terror attack on the town of Baga in Borno State last week, which left a number of people dead. Following that unfortunate attack, a lot of speculations and conjectures have been peddled by a section of the Nigerian media, particularly the online media, regarding the casualty rate of that incident. Some claim that over 1,000 people were killed, while many others wrote with some sense of certainty that 2,000 people lost their lives in that singular attack. Without any doubt, terrible atrocities have been committed against innocent Nigerians in Baga by the rampaging terrorists who attacked and have been operating in the town since 3rd of January 2015. Necessary actions are being taken to put an end to the activities of terrorists and restore law and order to that community. To this end, a lot of covert operations, including surveillance activities, which recorded series of aerial photographs, are ongoing in that vicinity. It is, however, necessary to inform Nigerians in the interim that the exercise so far have not corroborated the report of the casualty rate, which was put at 2,000 deaths. From all available evidence, the number of people who lost their life during that attack are so far not exceeded about 150 in the interim. This figure includes many of the terrorists who were bearing arms and got killed in the course of their attack and battle with troops.
Meanwhile, property worth billions of naira were lost in an early morning fire at the popular Balogun market on Lagos Island. The inferno, which gave firefighters a tough time to put out, consumed 3 shopping complexes at the market. Kazem Kasali, who visited the scene of the incident, brought back this report presented from our studios.
Driving through the streets leading to the popular market all seems normal. This, however, was in sharp contrast to the scene of absolute chaos and destruction that lies just a few meters away from the extension of the popular Balogun market in the heart of Lagos Island. The early morning inferno caused not a small damage as traders were seen in groups bemoaning their fate and wondering what next for them in the midst of no clue to what could have caused the fire. The Emergency and Security Services, led by the National Emergency Management Agency, were all on ground and say the fire, which had raged for over 10 hours, would have been put out but for the difficulty experienced in gaining access to the complex.
I think what we should be looking at is not what is in the building, but what made our access to the building impossible. And you can see adjoining shops around that we could not just go in immediately. That is why this fire went wild.
We are still on top of it, and by the time we finish the firefighting operation, we will even know what could have been the causes or the cause of the fire outbreak. However, as we are fighting the fire, we are taking cognizance of what we are seeing.
There was, however, a mild drama when the head of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, Femi Oke Osanyintolu, tried to create an access for the firefighters to the building.
Ilori, go and take charge of that building. Let everybody move away from that building. Let everybody move away from that building.
Some of the affected traders who spoke to CoreTV News say they have lost all they have, urging the state government to assist them to return to business.
They come in the morning, around 5:30 to 6, the Balogun is burning. I was confused. I need to come up to know what is happening. When I get, I think it was this plaza, one of the plaza, they said it was here. So we checked here, the fire was only this building alone, was catching more fire. Next thing, the fire was moving, before fire service came, they came to do it. The pressure was much. So even my cousin have a 2 shop here, everything got fire, even single peg couldn't bring it out there. So that's why we don't know actually what the fire started.
What we are just begging the government for is just all this scatter they used to do in the road, they should stop it. That is just it. If those ones are not there, the water service will come in now, but they can't come in.
We are begging government to come and help us and rescue us. That's the problem.
So I'm begging government for them to assist us, to help us. We have many millions of money just wasted like that. Making government for them to help us, We don't have anywhere to run to.
They also called for a halt to the indiscriminate erection of structures on the island in order to enhance easier movements of people and vehicles in emergency situations.
Report just reaching us now says President Goodluck Jonathan is currently meeting with former President Olusegun Obasanjo in his Ota Hilltop residence. We'll bring you details of that meeting subsequently. Well, President Goodluck Jonathan earlier says corruption will be a thing of the past if he's re-elected into office for another 4 years. Jonathan, who took his campaign as PDP presidential candidate to Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State, says he will employ the use of modern technology to stop people from corruptly enriching themselves while in government. He also appealed to women and youths that his government is devoted to serving them better.
Even though we know, we've been told by some political parties that they may not be predisposed to encouraging women so much. They say, well, they are going to ban the office of the First Lady, they are going to ban the office of the governor's wife, they are going to ban the office of the local government chairman's wife, they are going to ban the Defense Officers' Wife Association, they are going to ban the Army Officers' Wife Association, they are going to ban the Naval Officers' Wife Association. the Police Officers' Life Association. But me, having served as a deputy governor of this great country, having served as a governor, having served as a vice president, and now serving as a president, I can tell you that these officers are helping to mobilize our women. And these officers are encouraged to have NGOs. The monies they spend are not coming from government budgets. The monies they spend are not coming from government budgets. They run NGOs. Nigerians have a lot of philanthropists.
The crowd at the famous Mapo Hall in Ibadan gathered for only a reason, which is to demonstrate support for the second-term bid of the PDP presidential candidate, President Goodluck Jonathan. From stakeholders of the party to the common man on the street, it was all about Jonathan, not minding the long wait and the scorching sun for the arrival of the president. Giving the people of Oyo reasons to vote for Jonathan at the February 14 presidential poll, these PDP chieftains, through songs and words, assured them of continued progress and development in the state if PDP is voted again into power.
We say no. We say no. We say no. We want a 21st century compliant president. Not a 21st century president. I want you to know that PDP is your party. It is indeed your party for so many reasons. Number one, our president is a very young, energetic, humble, highly educated, young president. Is that not so? Number two, your gubernatorial candidate, Senator Taslim Falani, is young man and energetic.
The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, is already envisaging a landslide victory over the incumbent president Goodluck Jonathan on February 14. He expressed this optimism while inaugurating an 80-member presidential campaign council at the party's newly commissioned campaign headquarters in Abuja. Buhari says his conviction is based on the support APC enjoys across the country.
After 4 days of campaign, leaders of Nigeria's main opposition party are in Abuja on a brief break to commission their campaign secretariat. The ceremony also provides an opportunity for the formal inauguration of a presidential campaign council that has been working round the clock. APC's presidential candidate may have just concluded the first phase of the campaigns, but he is clearly upbeat about his party's chances at next month's election. Buhari is not only foreseeing victory, but he's sure of a big win.
With such a team and with the unprecedented acceptance that the APC enjoys in all parts of the country, the question is not whether the party will defeat the PDP. The question is the nature of the landslide with which the Kulunus party will be sent packing. I promise you that the landslide will be unprecedented.
The APC candidate also used the opportunity to advise his supporters to comport themselves in the build-up to the election.
I must warn all my supporters, volunteers, and other well-wishers within the party or even out of it, not to insult or to be rude to any other aspirant or party leader on my behalf. My supporters must not engage in any kind of behavior or conduct that will tarnish the image of any leader or promote division and rancor within the ranks of the party. Whoever does that should know he or she is working for the enemy.
Earlier, the man saddled with the responsibility of overseeing the party's presidential campaign had told the gathering that 2015 is the best chance for the opposition to unseat the ruling party.
This is the best chance for the opposition. There will not be another chance like this anymore. We can't afford to lose it. We cannot also afford to disagree on any issue. The only issue we can afford to disagree on is that we must not make mistake. We must agree that President Goodluck Jonathan and PDP have had their cup filled by themselves, and that the society wants them out.
After the inauguration, the party's campaign train moved straight to Imo and Ondo states for the second phase of what it prefers to call state mobilization visit. Buhari is expected to campaign in Ogun State on Tuesday, January 13.
Authorities have vowed to arrest the perpetrators of pre-election violence in Rivers and Plateau states. Campaign vehicles, buildings and other valuable property belonging to the two leading political parties were damaged in the two states. Worried by the situation, Inspector General of Police Sulaiman Abba reminded politicians and party supporters that the police would not tolerate such acts in the run-up to the election. He maintained that the perpetrators will not go unpunished. Kano State Governor Mukhtar Yero on Monday said nobody has the monopoly of violence, stressing that the People's Democratic Party cannot and will not succumb to any form of intimidation from the opposition. He warned all those whom he alleged have threatened to engage in destruction of PDP vehicles, banners and billboards, hate and instigating speeches to beware. Yero stated this during the inauguration of his campaign team headed by former Aviation Minister Felix Hyatt. He insisted that the ruling party believes in peace and issues-based campaign, but warned that anyone who engages in violence will be taught how to live in peace. Yero also warned the supporters to protect themselves if necessary. You're on to CoreTV Primetime News. We'll take a break now and we'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
I'm so happy every day because I'm healthy and strong. Playing, jumping, here I go. Scott's Emotion helps me grow.
A daily dose of Scott's Emotion, which combines omega-3, calcium, vitamins A and D, supports the healthy development of your child's brain and body. Scott's Emotion promotes active minds and strong immunity in growing children. New Scott's Orange Flavor Multivitamin Emotion.
Glad to have you join us again. You can also reach us on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG, and we're streaming live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV, /space and news. Ekiti State is fast assuming a dangerous acclaim for violence as its urge over the 2015 general elections has reared its ugly head in FYLIA. Exchange of gunfire between the police and suspected political thugs throws the otherwise peaceful community into panic, a possible signal of what to expect at the forthcoming election. The thugs laid siege on the house of an APC chieftain in the town before they were finally dislodged by the police, who also vowed to bring the perpetrators to book. Rashid brings us more.
If they know that it will go, then we'll use force and dispatch them.
That was the situation at the home of Joseph Alake, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in FYLIA, who also relives his experience in the hands of the suspected political thugs.
Hooligans, they come in front of my house. They start to begin shoot. I said, what happened? The rifle they hold is more than police hold. They start to begin shoot my house, shoot everybody. Then the police, they will just run to the police and say, kill me, oh yeah, shoot.
Wait, one die. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh see, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Then I begged the police that they should not shoot them in the front of my house. Then I don't know the motive behind this thing. They say I shouldn't go out. They want to cut my head and take my head. That's within the town.
The Ekiti State Commissioner of Police, Taiwo Lakan, speaks on efforts by his men to curtail the situation.
I got with the pit and immediately I directed the area commander to move from Ijeru to that place, and there was an encounter between my police and those that came. But you know what happened to them? You know where some of them are now. You know that some are in the hospital.
Still wondering over the motive behind the attack, Alake appeals to the police command to properly investigate the matter.
They bring the DPO so that I'm begging the commissioner of police to help me look to this matter.
It's under investigation.
The worrying development in F1 is already sending jitters down the spines of many in the state as the country moves nearer the 2015 general elections. Rashid, CoreTV News.
The United States has urged the Nigerian authorities to ensure a free and fair election that is devoid of violence. U.S. Ambassador James Entwistle said at the opening of a journalism training workshop in Kaduna that it's only when votes count that the electorate will accept the outcome of the process. He also wants Nigerians to refrain from advocating, fomenting or condoning violence before, during or after the elections. The U.S. envoy enjoined political parties and the government to ensure that all registered voters participate freely in a peaceful and transparent process. The governorship candidate of the PDP in Lagos, Jimmy Agbaje, has described himself as the man who has the capability of bringing the real change to the people of the state. Agbaje, who spoke against the backdrop of the change slogan of the ruling party in the state, the APC, says he is blessed with so many ideas needed to move Lagos forward if it wins the people's mandate to govern the state. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was at the campaign office of the PDP candidate and filed in the support.
The campaign office was filled with party faithful going and coming in. These PDP faithful say the people of Lagos need the real change they have long been clamoring for in 2015.
We all want the seat of government to change from the APC government to the PDP, just because the APC, they've not done what the people want. It's not the government of the people. The government, in fact, the government of is anti-people. So we all want to change.
We've seen what the other party can do. I haven't been around for over 10 years. Hence, we need change.
What I'm expecting is victory. There is no two way about it. If you have a candidate that is credible, popular, welcomed by everybody, I think that is what politics is all about.
For his part, the PDP governorship candidate in Lagos, Jimmy Agbaje, echoes the views of the party faithful and added that the way forward in Lagos is making real the desired change.
We're getting ready to hit the road. Everybody's on board. We're very optimistic. We intend to win this election. It's about bringing bold ideas that bring new opportunities for the people of Lagos. So we're saying that the way it's being done, the Lagos campaign is going to be a campaign between continuity and change.
Agbaje decried inciting statements by politicians while pleading that politicians should engage in politics of ideas like him.
I'm more about the ideas than dirty talk. We don't play the politics of violence, we play politics of ideas. We're saying that we have got ideas and let them come to the table and tell us that they have better ideas than us. But you see, the difference is that they have been there 16 years. They have no new ideas. We're coming in fresh. We've got fresh ideas.
Lagosians are already looking forward to electing their leaders in the forthcoming general elections, and the atmosphere at Agbaje's campaign office speaks volume about their preparations. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Resident doctors have been filling in for strike health workers and are hoping they will soon return to work. They expressed this position on the sidelines of an event commemorating the Health Week of the Association of Resident Workers at the resident doctors rather at the National Hospital in Abuja. The doctors say that they have been struggling to cope in the absence of other health workers in public hospitals.
Well, the major issue there is that it's one big family. Forget whatever is playing out here. But we can still work, and we are doing skeletal work, handling emergencies, running the outpatient clinic, but it is not complete. We are asking them to come back.
And Plateau State Commissioner for Solid Minerals, Issa Abrok, has decried the attitudes of Nigerians towards mining solid minerals. He said though the activity is capital intensive and requires lots of patience for desirable results, it's not a sufficient reason for locals to abandon mining activities for foreigners. Plateau State is well known for its large deposits of solid minerals of tin and columbite and several others which are some of the mainstay of Nigeria's economy. Abrok also blamed the low participation in mining activities on the doorsteps of banks who he said are not patient with local investors for a long-time loan.
Sector, but the mentality of the Nigerian investor actually is not encouraging, most especially when it comes to mining. And the banks are not also helping matters. We do not have banks that offer long-term investment for miners to operate. If you go and borrow money, they want to recover it within 1 year. You do not see people that will give you loans for 10, 15, 20 years because mining is not a short-term investment project. So those are some of the reasons why it will be very, very difficult for you to see mining bouncing back the way it used to be. And the truth is, when the white men came, they came in with their technology, they came in with their resources, financial resources, to be able to mine these things. And then they were also able to mine from very cheap easy environments.
He also called on the leaders to always ensure a form of technology transfer whenever foreigners are allowed to operate on the country's resources.
Of course, illegal mining activities can never be eliminated completely. That is a fact because it's a tradition of the people, the locals that do not have the capacity to go into technical mining, of course, have to go do it the local way. Having said that, the truth of the matter is that the locals, as the investors, Nigerian investors, both from Plateau and other states of the country, we are not too business conscious in terms of mining investments because the technicalities and the cost of investment in the mining sector is high. The duration under which you also reap profit from investment is also long. The gestation period is also very long.
We'll take another break now and I'll be back with business, sports and stories outside Nigeria. Don't go away.
Daily dose of Scott's Emotion, which combines omega-3, calcium, vitamins A and D, supports the healthy development of your child's brain and body. Scott's Emotion promotes active minds and strong immunity in growing children. New Scott's orange flavor multivitamin emotion.
On Business Tonight, Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Aruma Ote, has served out her tenure. A statement signed by the Commission's management shows her tenure resulted to a much stronger Nigerian capital market. SEC Nigeria has consequently earned global laureates around, including the African Investor Innovative Regulator for 2011, 2013, and 2014. Some of Voltaire's accomplishments include restoring investor confidence through strong enforcement actions, improvement of rules and regulations, and investor education, creative initiatives, including partnership with Nollywood to produce movies, an annual integrity award to promote capital market knowledge, restoring market integrity through zero tolerance for rule infractions, strengthened disclosure requirements, spearheaded the implementation of international financial reporting standards for listed companies. The Federal Inland Revenue Service on Monday says it has generated 1.19 trillion naira from taxes, oil and non-oil taxes in the third quarter of 2014. A breakdown of the collection from non-oil taxes showed that company income accounted for 273.13 billion naira, 192.08 billion naira from value-added tax, while 115.17 billion naira was realized from education tax. It said the collection from consolidated accounts during the period stood at 13.62 billion naira, while 4.56 naira was realized from gas income tax. Stamp duty, according to the report, accounted for 2.37 billion naira during the period, while 1.52 billion naira was generated from capital gain tax. The naira closed at 1% high against the US dollar on Monday. The naira closed at 181.20 kobo to a dollar, firmer than Friday's close of 183 naira. China's ADEX and Italy's NE sold a combined $19 million, while LNG sold an undisclosed amount of dollars. Stocks have also been falling as foreign investors unnerved by the drop in oil prices exit frontier assets. Sports is next on CoreTV Primetime News. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
We now bring you details from the stock market report with Sabena Izoku just before sports. Stay with us.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report is brought to you by MTN.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Hello there and welcome to the Stock Market Report segment with me, Sabena Izoku. The equities market on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange closed on a positive note today as the All Shares Index appreciated slightly by 0.30% to close at 30,234.72 basis points. The market capitalization increased to close at 10 trillion naira. In all, a total volume of 327.4 million units of shares, valued at 3.6 billion naira, were exchanged in 4,530 deals. Seplat Oil topped the gainers chart to close at 315 naira with a gain of 15 naira, followed by Dangote Cement, 7up, Presco, and Owendo. On the flip side, Nestle topped the chart, trailed by Julius Berger, Nigerian Brewers, GlaxoSmithKline, and Stanbic IBTC. Meanwhile, Zenith Bank topped the traders chart, followed by Mutual Benefits, First Bank of Nigeria Holding, Access Bank, and First City Merchant Bank of Nigeria. Just before we wrap up the stock market report, here's the currency trade for today.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report is brought to you by MTN.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Our style, that's what he delivered. Here's that ball storming, now he takes Puyol with a flying lead. Taking him out in the later minute.
Very thanks for joining us on Sport News tonight. I am Brownson. Fourth, Cristiano Ronaldo has been named World Footballer of the Year after winning the Ballon d'Or for the second year in a row. The Portugal captain beat Barcelona forward Lionel Messi and Bayern Munich goalkeeper Manuel Neuer to the award. Wolfsburg and German midfielder Dani Kessler was named Women's Player of the Year, while Colombia's Jane Rodriguez won the Best Goal of the Year awards. Germany World Cup winning coach Jan Low won the Coach of the Year. 3 candidates for the Ballon d'Or were also picked for the FIFA Best Team of the Year, along with defender Philippe Lam, David Luiz, Thiago Silva, Sergio Ramos, midfielder Andres Iniesta, Toni Kroos, Angel Di Maria, and of course forward Arjen Robben. Meanwhile, Nigerian Football Federation President Amadu Pinnick has said his organization will need to work very hard to ensure players from the country gets to win individual awards after goalkeeper Vincent Iyama lost the African Cup of Nations, won the African Footballer of the Year title to Yaya Toure. Ivorian midfielder Yaya Toure took the title for a 4th consecutive year to extend Nigeria's barren 16-year spell after beating John Obi Mikel in 2013. Nwankwo Kanu was the last Super Eagles player to win the coveted prize in 1999 while playing at English club Arsenal. Since then, 3 Nigerian, Austin Okocha, Mikel, and Iyama have come closest to winning the title. Nigerian dominance of the 1990s, where it produced winner in Rashidi Yekini, Emmanuel Monike, Victor Ikpeba, and Kanu, has not followed up since the turn of the century. And away from that, now African Cup of Nations begin in Equatorial Guinea on Saturday, and Amnesty International hope the tournament will hold a spotlight to the representative regime of the nation's president in power since 1979. Finally, on Sport News tonight, so the Olympics 20 years old kick off the 2020 day countdown to the Tokyo 2020 Games at the National Coming of Age ceremony. The host nations has promised to file younger athletes than ever in the 2020 Games.
There are obviously a lot of people to whom I am very grateful, but I want above all to thank my parent who brought me into this world. Me too, I am grateful towards my parent, but also towards my manager, all the people who have helped me and those who have encouraged me. I am 20 years old today and I am realizing what I want to do as a sportsman. I want to go forward while looking objectively at the things that are not going so well for me.
And that's a wrap on the Sport News tonight. Very big thanks for watching. I am Brownson One.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
And now to other stories outside Nigeria. Former employees of Cyprus Airways have demonstrated outside the country's finance ministry against the airline's closure over the weekend. Cyprus decided to halt flights by its national carrier, calling the closure of debt-laden Cyprus Airways unavoidable as pilots vowed action against the government.
Because Cyprus stays without an airline here, and we had many excuses to say about the necessity of a national carrier. A national carrier doesn't mean a state carrier. It means a career that is based in Cyprus, which is an island. It really hurts me that this company for the last 68 years has not been maintained in a new form with new investors and things like that.
We are afraid we cannot find any job, and we are all very disappointed from the government, the politics, everyone. We loved this company. It was our family.
Indonesian Navy divers on Monday retrieved the black box flight data recorder from an Air Asia airliner that crashed 2 weeks ago, killing all 162 people on board. Flight QZ8501 lost contact with air traffic control in bad weather on December 28 last year, less than halfway into a 2-hour flight from Indonesia's second biggest city of Surabaya to Singapore. The single black box with a cockpit voice recorder has been located based on pings from its emergency transmitter. The recorders have been taken to the capital Jakarta for analysis, and it could take up to a month to get a complete reading of the data. Officials did not provide details of the condition of the black boxes. To end CoreTV Primetime News tonight, a quick reminder of some of our major stars. Reported that the military has said only 150 lives were lost in Baga massacre in Borno State. It was sorrow and tears earlier today as fire gutted popular Balogun market in Lagos. The battle of weights continues as presidential candidate of the PDP, President Goodluck Jonathan, and his APC counterpart Muhammadu Buhari hat up. And that wraps it tonight on CoreTV Primetime News. On behalf of everyone here, thank you for watching. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.